All right, everyone. I think I'm going to go ahead and start it right now. We'll see if anyone pops in. All right, is it presenting the slide? Can I get a confirmation?
Yes, it is.
Yep, looks good.
Cool. All right, well, hopefully you can still see me, but I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5:35 p.m. Welcome everyone to the first official meeting of UNLV Collegiate DECA in the fall of 2020. This year, things are pretty different. It's not how we would like to have had our first meeting. It's not like how we would have liked to meet a lot of you, but here it is, and hopefully you'll stick with us and we can have a good meeting today. I'd like to first, before we start, I'd like to thank everybody that came to our Noodle Night Social 2 weeks ago. Had some fun. We got to know each other on our Discord server. I'll talk more about that later for those who weren't able to come and who are just joining us now for the first time. Anyway, so here we go. First, we'd start off by introducing the officer team for this year. I'll start. My name is Colin Ermai. I'm the president of UNLV Collegiate DECA. I have been with UNLV DECA for 3 years now. This is my 4th year. I joined DECA in high school, my freshman year. So it's been a long time now, eight or so years, maybe 9. It's been quite the ride. Still love it, still going strong. So I'm going to pass it over to Jessica.
Hi everyone, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my name's Jessica. I'm your administrative vice president. I joined DECA as a senior in high school, and then I became more active in the UNLV chapter last year. I'm just really excited to get to know all of you, even though we can't meet in person. So I'll pass it off to Kaden.
Hello, everyone. My name is Caden. I am the new VP of Finance. And thank you again for coming to this meeting. And I can't wait to get to know all of you.
Awesome. All right. So next, we will introduce our wonderful advisors. Pass it on over to Nikki.
Sorry. Thanks, Colin. Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm one of your advisors. I've been with DECA for about 11 years. For my daytime job, I test software. But in reality, I play slot machine games all day. And at night, I help to make sure to work with the officer team to make sure that all of you have a valuable experience. Your faculty advisor is Veronica. So if you guys have to book appointments and leave us in school, you might see her as she's one of your advisors. And also another alumni and also a former national officer is Jamie Hillen. She helps with national relationships.
Awesome. Thank you. So for those who don't know, DECA, Collegiate DECA, basically this is the mission statement of Collegiate DECA. They prepare emerging leaders and entrepreneurs in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management in universities and campuses across the world. But for us, for UNLV DECA, it's more than just that business aspect, more than just that professional aspect. UNLV DECA is about the community that we foster, not only in our local chapter, not only in our campus community, but also our local Las Vegas community and how we interact with those around us and how we work to not only better ourselves, but the community that we live in. And so DECA, DECA as a whole, each year has a national theme. And this year, the national theme is next level. And so for UNLV DECA, we're taking that theme of next level and we're hoping to take our chapter to the next level by powering up our legacy systems, creating new dynamics for member engagement, and evolving our chapter to thrive in a new virtual world in the age of a pandemic. So what does that mean? For our legacy systems, we have a lot of systems and processes that are in place from previous officer teams and the work that's been built over the many years that UNLV DECA has been around. And with the way things are going and how we're facing this new challenge, we're going to look to evolve them and bring them into the virtual world and how things are going right now, but also moving forward to give better engagement for our members, have everything better and more just more valuable for all of us, so that everything's more streamlined, it's better, it has more fun for everyone, things like that. So what do we do? Well, Caden will let you know.
So for those of you who are new in this chapters, so we have monthly meetings, and we also have social events. So you guys can get to know new people, meet up some new professionals, and we also have community service throughout the year that includes like ACDC, Tax A, and things like that. So I really think that this is a place where you can acquire some valuable memories and experiences.
Awesome. Nikki?
And a new thing that's being offered this year is the DECA Connect. It's a platform for all collegiate DECA students. So once you've signed up as a member, we'll be connecting you with DECA Connect, and you can talk to people from around the country, also around the world, who are also in collegiate DECA. And also, it's also a platform to also attend some of the national events as well.
Awesome. Yep, thank you. Jessica.
So we have monthly chapter meetings. We try to have at least one meeting per month. We're gonna talk about this later on in the presentation, but our next meeting is actually going to be next week, and for next month it'll be the passport night. So make sure that you guys are attending meetings. You guys will get UIS points, and Colin will talk about that later.
Yeah. We also do a lot of socials, as Kata mentioned earlier. Our social, in fact, this year we started off the first unofficial meeting, but our first event of the year this year was the Noodle Night social that we had 2 weeks ago on our Discord server. We have things like game nights. We do Halloween nights, Friendsgivings, White Elephants, other things like that. We like to. My favorite part of being in DECA, it's not it's I love competing and doing other things and doing all that stuff, but I love our community that we build and the friendships that we do. And the best way you can get to be a part of this community is going to socials, being just talking to each other, not having the pressure of having to listen to a presentation in a meeting like this. Just being able to interact and talk and do things that are just fun. And we have a lot of plans for this semester for doing things socially, not socially, virtually, so that we can connect still and still get to meet each other. And hopefully on down the line, we'll be able to meet each other in person and go back to the way things once were. And also moving on to community service.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, we have lots of community service events throughout the year. Like we work with ACDC, we do Tax A, and we also volunteer last year at the Asian night market. So for those of you who doesn't have much work experiences, I think this is really great for your resume. You can get some services experience, and you can also get to meet a lot of new people and then just see different things. And yeah.
Another side note, for those of you who were active in DECA in high school, we do work with Nevada DECA often for various events, and we help them put on the State Korean Development Conference every year in February. So if you've competed at SCDC before, maybe you've seen some UNLV DECA members running around working, doing stuff. If you went to the admin room, you may have seen us working on laptops and things like that. Next to competitions with Jessica.
Okay, so I'm sure a big reason you guys joined DECA was for the competitions. Luckily, with you guys being in the UNLV DECA chapter, there's no other chapter, as far as we know, in Nevada, so you guys get to skip SCDC and go straight to ICDC, and Nationals has actually made a video to hype you guys up for 2021's ICDC.
Yes, here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear this. It worked. Let's see. I'll shut up. Yay, fun. Yeah, so ICDC is what we work towards every year. It's our big competition. If you competed in high school, you know what it's like. But for those who have not, or never competed at all, even if you were in high school, there's different events. There's like role plays. There's written events. There's different, tasks and like different events that you could do, and it basically puts you in the place of like a professional, and you get to work through that type of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. There's workshops at ICDC, all sorts of things. My favorite, probably the greatest experience I had with UNLV DECA was going to ICDC in 2019. We do a lot of fundraising so that the cost will be low, and it's a great opportunity. So if you can stick with us and you join throughout the year, hopefully you'll get a chance to join us in Austin next year. Some upcoming opportunities that Nikki will talk about.
Yeah, and then I just want to add that even though we don't have a state qualifier, we do have a training regimen that we help you prepare, and most of our members would do tend to place either as a finalist or go on to the main stage, placing first, second, or third. But more on that later. But some upcoming opportunities that we want to share with you is that the first is one of the fall conferences for Collegiate DECA. It's called the Engage. Engage was held in Chicago, and it's a conference where students went to Chicago. They attended industry-led workshops and kind of dived more into their careers. So if you guys are going through your majors, you guys are wondering what your opportunities are, Engage is a great way to learn more. That's also a small case study competition. So sadly, with everything that's going on, the Chicago conference is canceled, but they're working on making a virtual experience. So we will share that information as soon as possible once it's available. Another thing is that in November, there's a virtual case simulation. This is a new event for Collegiate DECA. So basically, the case is that you are the vice president of marketing for the DECA Hawks football team, where the team owns a stadium, but profits haven't been going so well. So it's an online simulation where you use different tools for marketing, ticket pricing, and you try to increase the profits. You'll be competing against students from around different colleges, and so there's a practice run that you can go through, and they'll take the best score, and then there is cash prizes awarded as well. And then another thing is that the stock market game will be happening in January through April and in 2021. So this is where you're given a set amount of money, and you just buy stocks, and you have to diversify your portfolio before the time ends. And then there's also you'll also be awarded at ICDC if you place as well. So these are just the upcoming opportunities when you join as a member, and we'll send more info once we learn more.
Yes. All right. Moving on to committee projects with Caden.
Yeah, so another important aspect of DECA is being able to form committees and work with other members. This is really a great opportunity for you to learn how to organize events, improve on your leadership skills or communication skills. And in fact, we do have an upcoming community service project coming up regarding voter registration drive. So just keep an eye on our social media, and we will send out more information as we come. So if you haven't followed us on social media, please follow us at UNLV DECA, please.
Thanks for the plug. All right. Communication with Nikki.
Yeah, so we want to share with you that every 2 weeks you'll be receiving an email with newsletter, which is basically our newsletter called Decazine, which highlights what are the upcoming events. In addition, if we also text members, so to make sure that you're aware of what's happening. So we use the Remind platform. So if you use Remind in high school, you'll see it again here with UNLV DECA. Also, we send out calendar invites, so just be on the lookout for those. And lastly, we also have a Facebook group that once you complete the membership process, you'll be added to the Facebook group. And I'm going to tag in Colin to explain a little bit more about the new changes for the Facebook group.
Yeah, so for our Facebook group, in the past, we've just used it more as just another way to like alert members of like events that are coming up. But even beyond the way things are just virtually right now, we're also looking to build more discourse with you guys and just be able to talk and discuss as a chapter. And so our Facebook group now, we're changing the rules. Before, members could no longer post and they could not interact with each other on the Facebook group. But now you'll be able to talk and post and ask questions and talk about the things that we post and have discussions and everything. And we think it'll be a good way for us to, when we're not having meetings and stuff, to be able to continue to keep up with things and have ideas and discuss your ideas and get your feedback for how things are going. Because if we're doing meetings and stuff like this, if we're doing socials or stuff and they're not fun and they're boring and they're not giving you anything useful, then what's the point of you being in UNLV DECA? So we want to make sure that you have all the avenues possible to be able to reach us and to talk to us and to give us your ideas and to get your feedback so that we can make sure that we're doing everything not just for UNLV DECA, but for all of us, and making sure that everything is pushing us forward and taking us to that next level, if I'm going to be cheesy and use the national theme. So onto that, kind of like, piggybacking off of like being more active and involved and engaged in our chapter, we have a thing called the Earn Your Spot membership recognition system. And so for those of you that don't, we refer to this as the EYS system. And in the past, it's been used as like a kind of a yearly competition to see who's the most active member. And every year at our award ceremony, at the end of the year, we recognize the most active member based on your EYS points. But as things gone on over the last few years, it's kind of dwindled down. People aren't as competitive with the system. It's not as well recognized within our chapter, and so we're looking to give a little spritz up, make it look a little more fun, make it more of a reason for you to become engaged and be a part of our chapter. There's other organizations here on campus that will use negative reinforcement to compel your involvement in their chapters. Like things like if you miss a meeting, you won't be able to come. You'll get part of a mark system, or if you don't have enough hours at the end of the year, you don't get to come back next year. But for us, we want to do a positive reinforcement system, and so the way we're doing this is everything you do this year will count. So we have a lot of new ways for you to get EYS points, whether it be filling out surveys, joining a committee and doing more things as part of your chapter membership. We want to make sure that everything is beneficial to you. And so part of this is also rewarding you for being more involved in the chapter. And so instead of just the yearly award that we do at the end of the year, we're going to introduce a monthly award and a semester award. And you're going to be able to find these standings of where you are in the EYS. Right now, for attending this meeting, you'll be earning EYS points. It starts now, and it'll continue on throughout the year. So each month, we'll have a winner. Whoever has the most EYS points for the month will receive a gift, maybe some DECA swag, maybe something else. Who knows? You have to find out. We'll recognize those winners on social media. And also, you'll be able to see the placings on our website at unlvdeca.com. We also have a semester award, which will be a bigger prize, maybe a gift basket, something along those lines. And then finally, our yearly award once more. And so the way it'll work is the monthly award will be each month it'll reset, and each semester, the semester award will reset, but it's all running total. And whoever has the most at the end of the year will still get the most active member award. So that's how we're reviving our EYS system this year. And let's move on to the Leadership Passport Program. Nikki will tell you about that.
Thanks, Colin. So the Leadership Passport Program is a great way to be recognized by, recognized nationally for the things that you do within our chapter. So we talk a lot about competition, but this program is a series of checklists that you complete during the year. So for instance, attend 5 meetings is one of the items. And so there are 3 levels that you can complete. And so usually like the hardest level is usually more activities, but the team has been working on make sure that there are opportunities for you to complete at the highest level. And another one that you can also complete for the national recognition is the Academic Honor Award, which is also another national award where you just need to have, I believe it's a 3.2 GPA, and you have to complete certain items similar to the Leadership Passport. So it's like complete like 10 service hours as an example. And that's also another thing that can be recognized nationally. And also another great opportunity about being in UNLV DECA and Collegiate DECA as well is the scholarships. So there are scholarships ranging from over $1,000 where you can earn. I believe the deadline is by the end of December, so before Christmas, I believe. Um, but these scholarships are open now, and you can actually apply for them. We've had past members complete the scholarships and actually win the scholarships.
You can also, I don't know if, I'll talk about that later today. Never mind. Let's go to membership dues with Jessica.
Okay, one of Colin's favorite things about DECA is that we have one of the lowest membership dues on campus for an organization. So our early bird is going to cost you $50 for new members and $35 for returning members. The deadline, we usually have it the week of our first meeting, but we pushed it back to after our fall passport meeting on October 7th. So the deadline's October 9th. Just to give you guys a little help because of the pandemic. And then once the early bird deadline passes, the fees are $60 for the yearly and the $35 for the semester. And the yearly we also lowered this year because of COVID, just to give you guys some help. And the cost breakdown that goes towards your membership fees are $9 for National Collegiate DECA, $10 for state, and then $10 goes towards your membership kit, which will include stuff like business cards, a t-shirt, some other fun stuff.
Awesome. We also, speaking of the t-shirt, Caden, we have our contest.
Yes, so we do have a contest going on for t-shirt design. If you submit your design by this September 26th, which is next Saturday, I believe, and if you win, you'll be able to waive your membership fee. Just make sure that you have to incorporate our national theme this year, which is next level, and you have to watch out on copyright stuff. Yep. And this is some design from previous years, as you can look. And you want to use, so you want to use our national theme, and you also want to use some of our DECA colors. And yeah, just check out some of the designs, see if that will inspire some of you. And so please, do the contest. You'll be able to get a free membership. Yep.
Awesome, thank you. So yeah, if you want to become a UNLV DECA member fully, you can go to our website at unlvdeca.com. There'll be an area to find our membership application, and you complete it's a Google form. You complete it, and you can pay online whenever throughout the semester. Once again, our early bird ends in October, so things like that. There's different options. You can do PayPal. But there's little fees associated with that. So if you'd rather not do that, you can also pay with Venmo, and we'll have more details about that online and in our newsletters and things as such. Also, if you're looking to get more involved and not just be, if you want to help out more, if you want to be part of the executive council, we have coordinator positions available to you. So if you're looking, even if you're a beginning student, if you were active in high school and stuff, if you want to be able to just be more involved and have more leadership experience, then apply to be a coordinator on our website. You go under the members tab, and there'll be a slot for applying for executive council. It's a great opportunity. You'll have more leadership opportunities. You'll be part of we'll have executive council meetings where you'll be able to participate in the planning and see the behind the scenes of what goes on to making our chapter successful and fun and doing things of that sort of nature. And so finally, as we begin to move along with how things are going, we're going to talk about our upcoming events. There's a lot of them. These aren't all the events for the semester, just coming up soon. So first we have the online interview tips.
Okay, so next Wednesday, we are planning on having an online interview tip workshop virtually over Discord. I think that this is going to be a really useful tool for you guys, especially since we're in a pandemic and technology is moving towards more virtual interviews. For example, all of us had to go through online interviews to become officers. I had to do an online interview to get my internship. So we're really excited to give you guys some help on how to interview in an online setting versus an in-person setting.
We also have the Fall Passport Night next month.
Yeah, so jumping on, so the Fall Passport Night, we go over what is the Passport Program, what's your current progress towards the Passport Program, and what are some things that you can do before the submission date, which is in February, on what you can do to make sure that you reach the level that you want to achieve.
And just to add on, this year we are doing it earlier. Usually we do it later in the semester, but we found that members, especially if we do it like right before winter break, members usually forget about it and they have less time to actually complete their passport stuff. So this year we're trying to do it earlier to give you more time so that you can successfully complete the passport program. We also have the One Diamond Call.
Yeah, so I can talk more about this. So the One Diamond Call is something that the National Officer Team has set up. So these are monthly calls with the National Officer Team through DECA Connect, where they either have workshops that you hear from speakers, from national speakers, and other things that they do. So this happens once each month.
We have the Study Tips Workshop with Caden.
Yep, so we'll be having another study tips workshop on October 14th, which is, I think is around midterm. So we'll be helping you prepare for exams, how to, how to get through classes and stuff like that.
Awesome. We also have a Halloween social next month for our October social. That will also be held on our Discord. Just as a mention of like these events, to full disclosure for everyone, we were originally planning to do, hoping to do, like move into a hybrid setting, but it seems like the way things are going, we'll be doing virtual this semester. So we would love your feedback as we move forward to make sure that these online events are working for you and they're being involved and stuff. That's why we're moving away from like I said, this goes into the Discord. We're going to be moving away from Google Meets. It's hard to do like breakout sessions. It's hard to, talk and have different like areas of discussion and stuff and keep track of all of our chats that we do. So we do have a chapter Discord. We had our first social 2 weeks ago on our Discord. And so right there is the link for the Discord. I will put it in the chat for all of you. You just click on that. If you don't have a Discord account, you can make one. Then you can download the app, or you can go through your browser or on your phone, whatever works best for you. But yeah, so our Discord, it allows you basically, we'll have different areas for talk, different chats that you can be a part of, different channels you can join for our meetings, so we can break out and do little, icebreaker activities, group bonding activities, and things like that. We believe that this will be better suited for the way our chapter is usually structured. It'll better reflect how we usually have meetings and stuff, because it's not usually just us talking at you. We usually do things together. We usually have this back and forth and have everyone participating, and it's just kind of hard to do that in this setting. So that's why we'd like to move things to our Discord. But overall, that is what we have. But now we're opening up to a Q&A session. So for any new members that want to know more about UNLV DECA, if you have anything you want to ask, or if you want to ask about our chapter or collegiate DECA in general, anything you want to know, I'll open it up. You guys can unmute your mics or put the questions in the chat, and let's go. I'm in my presentation and just go straight into Q&As.
I wanted to ask for the t-shirt design, is there certain dimensions that we should follow or that we should know when making the design?
I'll jump in on that. So for the dimensions, there's really nothing as long as it will fit on a t-shirt. We work with the vendor to make sure it fits. If there are any issues, we'll come back to you and ask like, hey, we need to make some revisions. Honestly, go as wild as you want.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else?
In the caller,
Hello.
there's a chat question. If you could address that.
Oh, I see. I see. Is there a way that a new member fee can be reduced due to the pandemic? I'll let you take that one, Nikki.
Yeah. So we are not looking currently at reducing, but what we can do is set up a payment plan that works with your schedule.
Yeah, so we will work with you. We want to make sure, it's the easiest that we can do to make sure there's just, cost associated with membership as like part of our national, organization that we have to fees that we have to pay and stuff. So they have not reduced those. So we'll just work around that is how we're doing it so far. Zach wants to know, should the pandemic die down, where is the DECA building located? So we don't have a dedicated space on campus, but we are a registered student organization, and as such, we have access to the student event services. And so we usually have our meetings in the student union, usually on the second floor or sometimes on the bottom floor in the green room. It depends on how big our event is. We can also sometimes do them in like classrooms, depending on how we book the event. All right. Carla wants to know, so ICDC will be virtual or in person? So far, it's looking like they are doing it in person, I believe, in Austin, Texas. That's tentative, though, depending on how things go. But I believe it is currently in person because it'll be next April. So hopefully things look better then. If anyone wants to jump in extra.
Yeah, I can jump in real quick. So in terms of competition preparing, we are going to be working on towards making it virtual in case if things don't die down, just to make sure that if ICDC does happen, you will have the training to win at ICDC.
All right, Christina wants to know, where do we look at events to compete? So I believe it is deca.org. You just go to deca.org. I'm going to get you a link right now. So it's on deca.org, and then you go and there's like the collegiate portion, and I'll just go. I'm just getting it for you.
I believe Jessica just sent out a link. Yeah, just.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, right there. Boom. That all the events you can compete in, right there.
And then just to add, all those competitive events are finalized for 2021 ICDC. So some of them are written events. So all of those topics are finalized. So if you really want to do it, you can actually get started today on it.
Oh, I guess another. Are they similar to high school events? Well, I never competed at ICDC in high school, but compared to like SCDC from high school, it's pretty similar. So the way it's if you're doing a role play, it's pretty similar. Like you get put in that situation of the professional, and you get the topic and you go through it, and they basically, you go and you sit down, you pretend like you're this person, you answer their questions. There's the guidelines that they have like in high school, and it's pretty similar. I don't know about written events, how much different it is, because I never did a written event. Maybe Nikki can shed more light on how those are similar or not.
Yeah, I can jump in. So the one major thing you'll notice between high school and collegiate competitive events is that there are less events versus the high school events. But in the college level, they're more focused on the content in a way. So for written events, there are some similarities. The thing about written events is that you can compete either by yourself or in teams. And usually, written events in high school usually have to submit beforehand. For us, you can keep working on it until the plane lands, and you have to hand it over to them in person, which is usually the next day after opening ceremony. So we usually do bring like a mobile printer so that if you are printing stuff, you have that resource. So that is one thing that we do, is that we smuggle printers into hotels.
Christina wants to know, how many events are you allowed to compete in? So I believe it's one of like the major event. You can also compete in the stock market challenge, and the other one that you mentioned, I forgot which one. that
Right,
event
yeah.
is.
So just to jump in, so you can only compete in one major event. So either a case study or a role play or a written event. So you can only choose one major thing, but there are challenges at ICDC that you can also compete in. So there's also the entrepreneurship challenge and also the um, business challenge as well.
Carlo. Yeah, and also like the reason it's set up that way is because we do go straight to the international conference, so it's not just the it's like usually if we had like a state competition, you could compete in multiple events, but since we get to skip that portion, we go right to the big national one and have to do it the official way that things are going. Any other questions for anyone?
Hello, in accordance to your guys' officer board, there is the VP of finance. However, like the other sectors are not represented. Does that mean that on the collegiate level, like finance is more competitive, like there's more people in it, or like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the most competitive sector on a collegiate level? And also, like, why don't you guys like involve the VPs of the other sector?
Oh, I believe like the way the VP of finance is like kind of like our treasurer. It's just the way we break it down. We do have other officer positions that are just not filled, so we do break down like the other ones. I think in terms of like most competitive, I'm not. I think they're pretty even. I think marketing is usually the big one for DECA. Of all like if on the competitive side when we do like competitions, I think it's marketing that's the biggest portion, but they're all really well represented. And just for our local officer team, that's just the way we break down our things. Like VP of finance is the like a treasurer in our organization.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was just confused from like high school stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sammy wants to know if I apply to be in the executive council, how often do you guys meet? So that will, I believe we can have, there's officer meetings and executive council meetings. So it depends on how we set up the meetings. If we need a coordinator to be at the meeting, it may be different. Depends on how, you're active in your role, or you'll be part of that process. So if you want to know, just let us know.
Yeah, so I think for this year, we're usually having 2 meetings per month. And are we still accepting for officer applications at this moment, Nikki? Or
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So if you would like, so there's also officers. If you'd like to be an officer position, that is still open. But yeah, like we do have our officer meetings every twice a month, usually on Saturdays. So basically depends on our schedule and how things are going on. If we need more meetings or less meetings, it depends.
And then there was a question about if you're guaranteed to go to ICDC. Yes, as long as you complete some of our requirements, which is like attending at least 3 training sessions. So our training session is where we bring in someone who's in the industry, so either could be alumni or a professional. You'll do like your presentation to them. They'll grade you, give you feedback and such. So, but yes, you are guaranteed to go to ICDC as a representative of Nevada Collegiate DECA.
All right. Thank you for the questions, guys. You guys have good questions. These are, good stuff. Any more questions about, doesn't have to be, it could be about our experience. It could be about college if you're a freshman, whatever you want.
I do have one more question. Is there a limit to the amount of colors for the t-shirt designs?
That is an excellent question. So to keep costs down, we ask that you only use one color. So we'll provide more guidelines. But yes, so keep it to one color, just so that our shirts don't cost like $20, $30.
Okay.
Yeah, just for like everyone's overall benefit, just to keep it. Usually we do like a red and white t-shirt, but it's negotiable. It doesn't have to be that way. It's just usually how we do with our color scheme. But if the design works and the members vote on it, then we could do it that way.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that the design will be voted by the members, so it will be chosen by all of you, and the person with the highest votes will get picked. Yes.
Just in the open fairness and everything, so that it's all above board and stuff. So there's no like officer collusion or anything picking a T-shirt or whatnot. Oh, the T-shirt competition is due on the 26th. Yeah. So next Saturday by midnight, next Saturday, or like 11:59 on Saturday. So like Sunday morning, like Sunday at midnight. I like your phrases, Zach. All right. Well, if that'll do it on the questions, unless anyone has any more. All right.
Do you guys know the ideal cost of ICDC? I'm sorry. I know that it's like sensitive, but like isn't it usually like 600, or am I wrong? I'm thinking of high school or.
I can chime in on this. So for a cost, it is going to be significantly lower than high school. So on average, actually I can't really tell you because we're going to it's going to be held in Austin, Texas. So I can't tell you the pricing yet, but it is affordable. It's not crazy as high school. I think high school was like ranging from like $600 to $1,000 for one student. Most of our members have either paid. As long as you do some fundraising with us, some members have paid like $100, $200 for a 4 or 5 day trip, which includes activities and one chapter dinner and such.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like compared to high school, we have like actual sponsors as for our for our chapter, like, and we do fundraising activities so that we can do like gift wrapping stuff in the holidays. We do movie nights generally. We're still working on how to do that in this first semester. We'll see how things will work out. But as we move on, we do have those avenues for bringing the costs down. When I competed in 2019, we got funding after we all competed. And so actually I got a check back for basically all the amount that I paid. So it was basically I went even. And then if you actually compete, if you win, I'm not sure if they'll do that this year. I've on the board for Nevada DECA, and it seems like the finances are the same as the previous years. So there is allocation for funding for if a competitor places in one of their events. And so you can also make money that way. So it could actually be net positive if you do, if you fundraise and do everything, you could come away with money from going to ICDC. All right. I guess there then, if there are no other, if you guys just want to make sure to join our Discord so that you can get our notifications on there and stuff and be a part of our next meeting next week and our future meetings that we go through. Maybe if depends, sometimes there might be meetings on Google Meet. If we have like a guest speaker or something, we might change it up. But other than that, we'll keep it with our Discord server from now on. We'll also make sure to follow us on social media so that you can get our updates. We've been doing a lot of updates this week. If you do follow us on social media for this meeting, so hopefully maybe that's one of the reasons you found us was doing that. So at UNLV DECA on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter, and then UNLV Collegiate DECA on Facebook. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Veronica. All right. So then I don't know. Do you adjourn the meeting with I'm going to adjourn the meeting with I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Meeting adjourned at 6:20. There we go.